Malaysia's COVID-19 infections have surged to more than 1,000. It's the highest number in Southeast Asia. The military will be deployed from Sunday to help enforce travel and movement bans. Malaysia is 3 days into a 2-week lockdown as it tries to curb the spread of the virus. Since Wednesday, Malaysians have been told to stay at home. All schools and most businesses have closed. But authorities say some have been ignoring the restrictions. Our correspondent Afifa Arifin joins us now for more on this. Afifa, infection numbers on the rise in Malaysia. What do we know about the latest cases?
That's right. So Malaysia has now more than 1,000 cases of COVID-19 infections, which, as you said, is the highest number of infections in Southeast Asia. This comes after 130 new cases were reported today, according to the Health Ministry. Now, nearly 2/3 of all of those cases are linked to that Islamic gathering that took place in Kuala Lumpur earlier this month that attracted 16,000 participants. At this point in time, we know that the authorities are struggling to track down all of the participants. We understand that there are about 4,000 participants left for them to get in touch with. And the health authorities are going to track them down and escort these suspected cases to bring them to the hospitals to get them screened. Now, the death toll in Malaysia still remains at 26 cases of patients still in intensive care, and 87 patients have been completely discharged from hospital.
Afifa, the military is being brought in now to help the police. It's a big step here. Are residents likely to treat restrictions more seriously now?
That's right. So Malaysia's Defence Minister Ismail Sabri announced earlier today that from Sunday onwards, the army will be deployed to help the police to enforce the government's restrictions of movement order in a bid to really contain the spread of this outbreak across Malaysia. Observers have pointed out that this is a very significant move simply because the armed forces of Malaysia is usually responsible for handling external threats, and they haven't been deployed in such a large scale to deal with a domestic issue since the racial riots in 1969. And so they say that this move really indicates that the government is looking at this COVID-19 outbreak as a serious national security issue. Since Wednesday, following Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin's announcements, we know that Malaysia has closed its borders, its schools, its non-essential businesses, and it's asked its people to stay at home, warning them that a tsunami of cases could follow if they do not abide by these restrictions. But the Defence Minister earlier said today that people still continue to go out of their homes, to dine at restaurants, to hang out at parks. And he said that legal actions such as arrests could be taken if people continue to defy these restrictions. We know that Malaysia has a new law in place specifically to deal with this COVID-19 outbreak, and in it said that no person shall make a journey from one place to another except to perform official duties or essential services. And anyone who goes against this restriction can be fined up to 1,000 ringgit, jailed for 6 months, or both. There are a lot of videos making their way around on social media showing police, patrolling eateries and public spaces. A lot of viral videos going around as well, showing a lot of residents getting into arguments with the police as residents feel their rights are being violated. But with this new move, with the army coming in, we can expect that people will take this restrictions a lot more seriously now and adhere to the control movement order. The Defence Minister said that in the first few days, the authorities will just advise the public to comply with these restrictions, but after that, they will not compromise any longer and take all the necessary actions in accordance with the law.
Afifa, thank you very much for that update on Malaysia's lockdown situation across the causeway. Afifa Arifin there, our correspondent, speaking to us live.